you've had a shower today.
I have. Look at me. Wait, can you see?
Oh wait, am I on your thing?
Yeah, I'm recording right now.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
You're such a loser.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. I hope you are doing well. Today's video will be on what to look for when finding a good Sisterlock consultant. So I actually partnered up with my consultant and we put our heads together to come up with this kind of what to look for guide. So shout out to Michelle. She is a wonderful woman and she has a ton of experience. I think 18 years if I'm not wrong. So she is very experienced and passionate about what she does. I will leave her Instagram handle in the description box if you want to find her, so make sure you go and give her some love. But for now, let's just get into this video. Actually, before we get right into the video, I want to put in a slight disclaimer. You can skip the disclaimer if you want. I'll put like a little timestamp down below. Basically, this is a general guide so you know around about the level of care that you should expect from your Sisterlock consultant. Getting Sisterlocks is a big and pretty expensive decision to make, and finding out that you've missed a few red flags after paying your hard-earned money can be so disheartening. So instead of doing a red flags video, which I think is quite a negative way to give information, I'm doing a what to look for video so that you can look for the good in your consultant rather than the bad. And of course, I'm not saying if your future consultant doesn't have a couple of these attributes that they are bad, because come on, who is perfect? Nobody. And maybe they disagree with one of the points on this video, and that is totally up to them. I am not throwing shade on anybody for the services that they do or do not provide. This video is purely for the people that want to know what generally a good consultant provides. So to start this list off of things that you should be looking for is that your consultant is actually trained to do Sisterlocks specifically. So that means the full 4-day course that they have to attend and pass. Some people are self-taught, they do a bit of practice and call themselves Sisterlock consultants, or they are qualified in other locking techniques and they just try to transfer those skills, but actually they are not true Sisterlock consultants. So make sure they have the proper credentials before you hand over any money, if that's what you are looking for. If you are not bothered about if they've taken the official course or not, then feel free to proceed. Another thing that you should be looking out for is if they offer the full Sisterlock package. So that is the consultation, the installation, the first retightening and the starter kit. So the lump sum that you pay for your installation should include all of the above, and thereafter any retightenings or any other services that you need will be paid for separately, and this will be agreed between you and your consultant. The price of retightenings, just like the price of installations, depend on an array of different factors, so make sure that you agree and understand why you are being charged what you are. Another thing that you might want to look out for is a portfolio. This isn't a necessity, like you don't need to see the other heads that they've done, but it really helps. Of course, if you are their first installation, there will be no portfolio, but for a consultant that's been, say, working for a few years, they really should have some pictures of their work to show you, whether it's in like a physical album, a book, or an album on their iPad. It doesn't matter, just something to show their work and the quality and standards that they like to provide. And it's not just about quality, you might just find you don't like their style, I guess. So that'll be up to you whether you like the quality, standard, the look, everything about the locks that they've previously done. And of course, the more heads you see, the more you can get a full understanding of their abilities. If they seem to be holding back and showing you all the heads that they've done, you might want to think why that is. I would hope that my consultant would be passionate and happy to show me every single head that they've done because they're proud and that's the best work that they have achieved. Next up, good communication skills are key. They'll need to give you clear and easy information that you'll be able to digest as a beginner, and just the general ability for them to communicate what they need from you and what they will and won't provide, just so there's no sudden surprises with what you thought you'd get for your money. Also, caring for Sisterlocks can seem like quite a daunting task when you don't know what to do with them, so you'll need a consultant that will keep you informed and at ease, and you should be able to tell pretty early on if they will communicate with you in the way that you like. And of course, everyone's level of understanding is different. Someone that has done a lot of research might find this loctician to be good, but someone that hasn't done any research might find that they're not very informative. Of course, I would always advise that everyone do as much research as possible, but just some people don't want to. This next one kind of leads on from the last one, which is your loctician should always give you nice friendly vibes and should always be happy to answer all of your questions. They should understand that you may be entirely new to this process and they'll need to be patient. There is nothing worse than getting a rude response when you're just trying to find out something, or just a string of one-worded answers when they should really be explaining in further detail. And don't forget, you'll be spending hours at a time with them, so you need to get on just even a little bit, otherwise your retightenings, they're going to be like the most weird and awkward 3 hours of your life. So make sure you get those good vibes, that they're nice and friendly and you guys are able to spend some time together. Next up, you'll want to look at their ability to make practical decisions and suggestions based on your needs. For example, I was getting a lot of tension bumps at the back of my hairline. I mentioned this to Michelle and she said, no worries, we can do your next retightening a little bit looser. And since then I haven't had any issues with tension bumps after retightenings again. Of course, this is a guide for people looking for a consultant, not ones that already have one. So you would have to let them know that you're slightly tender-headed, for example, and see what they say. If they brush it off as if it's nothing and don't offer any other suggestions or options, then you will have to consider if that's the level of care that you're okay with or not. In general, being able to make suitable recommendation shows a level of experience with people's needs and ultimately how they will deal with your needs when they arise, which they probably will, because having Sisterlocks can be a rocky road through some of these stages and you will need the support of your consultant wherever necessary. Next up, a timely response is really appreciated. I just have to say it. It just shows a level of professionalism and attentiveness to your clients and your future clients. Just like if you were to email any other place that you pay for a service, you would expect a fairly quick response. But I can only assume that consultants usually don't have a team of people working for them like most businesses do. So we have to appreciate that they have their own lives to attend to. But approximately anywhere within 48 hours for an initial response, I would consider a timely manner, and thereafter it's really up to you how long you want to wait between communications. This is very personal. Some people want instant answers, some people are happy to wait a few hours in between, but generally a quicker response is better. Next on our list is that your consultant should really ask you about your hair and scalp history. This is to find out if you are a suitable candidate for getting Sisterlocks, because not everybody that wants Sisterlocks can actually get them installed. So if your consultant is happy to install your Sisterlocks without understanding your hair or scalp history, then there is potential to run into complications in the future if they do not have a full understanding of your hair. So make sure that any information that may inhibit you from getting Sisterlocks is shared and discussed before you get it installed. Next up, the workspace. It should be a clean and comfortable environment that you are happy to spend hours in at a time, because this is not a one and done situation. You will have to go back there time and time again, so make sure it is up to your standards and you feel safe, especially if you are getting your Sisterlocks installed somewhere that is not public, in someone's house for example. It is key for your sanity, for your health, that you feel safe, comfortable and secure at the location that you're getting your Sisterlocks installed and retightened. Although this can be a little bit annoying at times, a good consultant will usually have policies in place to cover lateness or missed appointments. It's just another sign that they take their business seriously and they have some kind of organization to their service. It also means that you'll probably get a better service overall too. Since clients before you are less likely to delay, it means that you can actually start your appointment when it's meant to start, and it might be easier to reschedule as well. Your consultant isn't going to be booked up with all these people that have forgotten to tell them that they're not coming. So yeah, it is a bit annoying if you're always late but it shows that your consultant is actually serious about their work and they care about having a good workflow. Next up, your consultant really should only discuss prices once they've had a look in your hair and like hands and all, and discussed your hair history, as I've mentioned before, because this also does affect the price. The price of Sisterlocks varies so much between people because it depends on the length, the density, the texture, and how much extra care the hair might need if you have a specific condition, and may include relationships, whether your husband might not want you to get Sisterlocks, whether you work in a place that doesn't allow you to have Sisterlocks, whether you want to dye your Sisterlocks or cut your Sisterlocks, or if you have severe heat damage. So you should really wonder if they have made a full educated calculation of how much your Sisterlocks should cost if they haven't got their hands through your hair or understood your hair history. Next up, a good consultant should never try to force or bribe you into using their services. If you are looking for a more affordable consultant, they should suggest you find someone else rather than trying to persuade you into paying more for your Sisterlocks than you wanted. Your consultant should know their worth and how much their knowledge and expertise cost, and only have clients that they want and are able to afford their services. Also, you should respect the fact that they may not want to do your hair for certain liable reasons. For example, your requirements are outside of the parameters of the Sisterlock standard, so they have every right to refuse to do your hair, just like you have a right to refuse their services. Either way, just make sure that you are happy and are able to afford the amount that you're paying, and you both know what to expect from each other. Next on the list is something quite specific. It's that your consultant should know when to suggest other healthcare professionals when the requirements of your hair or scalp surpass their qualifications. Consultants are not medically trained, but they should be able to spot some symptoms of medical issues that would need to be resolved by a medical professional. For example, they might send you to see a trichologist that deals with medical issues of the scalp, or a dermatologist that deals with medical issues with all of the skin, including the scalp. But any issues should be picked up in the initial examination of your hair before the installation. I know this would come after you've chosen your consultant, but at this point you've only paid for your consultation and you still have the right to refuse the full installation if you are not happy with the level of care. Next, it would be good if your Sisterlock consultant was registered on the Sisterlock website. It doesn't mean your consultant is bad if they're not. It could mean that their registration has expired or they just haven't registered since becoming a Sisterlock consultant, but being on the website just gives you peace of mind that your consultant has been reviewed and registered and they are fully qualified to install your Sisterlocks, and you can make a claim to the Sisterlocks board if there is any misconduct or issues that arise. So it's just another layer of protection as such. So that is everything me and Michelle came up with. If you found this video informative and helpful, then please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying my content, and don't forget to click that subscribe button while you are there. And of course you can follow me on Instagram at Zarita, and you can follow Michelle on Instagram at sisterintouch. I will have hers linked down below as well. Other than that, guys, thank you all for watching and I will see you in my next one. Bye.